Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 41. So in yesterday's episode, which was the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 40, the 50th episode. Overall, I said that I would be doing a run-through of all of the modern Doctor Who episodes, all the way from 2005's Rose, which I'm talking about in today's video, as well as some other episodes, and all the way up to 2022's The Power of the Doctor. So how this is going to work is there's going to be like multiple parts for these, because I won't want to spend 2 hours of a block covering, or even longer at times, an entire season. So this will be part 1 of Season 2 episode 41, where I'm going to cover the first 5 episodes, I think it is. Yes, so this episode, Season 2, Episode 41, Part 1 will be covering Season 1, Episode 1 to Episode 5. Part 2 will be covering Series 1, Episode 6 to Episode 10. And Part 3 will cover Series 1, Episode 11 to 13. But before we get into a particular episode, I just want to go through all the transmission dates for the first new series of Doctor Who. So Rose was transmitted and broadcast on the 26th of March 2005. The End of the World was broadcast on the 2nd of April 2005. The Unquiet Dead was broadcast on the 9th of April 2005. Aliens of London was broadcast on the 16th of April 2005. World War III was broadcast on the 23rd of April 2005. World War III was broadcast on the 23rd of April 2005. Dalek was broadcast on the 30th of April 2005. The Long Game was broadcast on the 7th of May 2005. Father's Day was broadcast on the 14th of May 2005. The Empty Child was broadcast on the 21st of May 2005. The Doctor Dances was broadcast on the 28th of May 2005. Boomtown was released on the 4th of June 2005. Bad Wolf was broadcast on the 11th of June 2005. And The Parting of the Ways was released on the 18th of June 2005. The cast, now these aren't all the characters, so particular episodes I might say this character or actor was featured in this episode. But the main cast, we've got the Ninth Doctor, played by Christopher Eccleston. Rose Tyler, who is played by Billie Piper, Captain Jack Harkness, who is played by John Barrowman, Jackie Tyler, who plays Camille Coduri, and Mickey Smith, who plays Noel Clarke. So I will be starting by covering Series 1, Episode 1, which, as I said there, is titled Rose. So, yes, here is... So Series 1, Episode 1 is titled Rose. The villains of Rose are called Autons, who were featured in the classic series. I should mention, in the UK, because I don't know about other countries around the world at the moment, Series 1 to 13 is available on BBC iPlayer, so that's the modern series, and the classic series is available on ITVX. Autons, which are made of living plastic. Rose believes the Autons are a practical joke set up by students. Rose gets cornered by the Autons. The Ninth Doctor appears and grabs Rose's hand and runs with her towards the lift, where he wrestles with an Auton's hand. The lift closes. Wilson, the chief electrician, is dead. The Doctor mentions this to Rose. The Doctor uses a sonic screwdriver to jam the lift, which pretty much works on everything apart from wood. He then escorts Rose out of the building and reveals his name is the Doctor. The Doctor asks Rose to run. Rose nearly gets hit by a taxi while crossing the road due to her not knowing where she's going. The building is where Rose works, or should I say where Rose used to work, as the Doctor blows it up. Rose runs past the TARDIS. Rose finds Mickey and the Doctor in the Rose finds Mickey and the Doctor, who's in the TARDIS. Yeah. The Doctor asks Rose to join him on his adventures through time and space. Mickey asks Rose to stay. Mickey hugs Rose. Rose initially declines the offer. The Doctor's offer. The Doctor understands the TARDIS dematerialises, where it basically means it vanishes and disappears. TARDIS rematerialises, so it's there and you can see it. Rose accepts the Doctor's offer and hops into the TARDIS. Autons invade London through shop mannequins. Clive is also featured in this episode, who is a conspiracy theorist played by Mark Benton. Two Autons capture the Doctor and nearly throw him into the nesting consciousness until Rose saves him by doing a gymnastic swing similar to Tarzan. Rose and the Doctor argue the Doctor refers to humans as stupid apes blundering on the surface of the planet. The Doctor wrestles with Auton Mickey's head, it's supposed to say. With Rose enters the TARDIS, she's gobsmacked by how much bigger on the inside the TARDIS is. The Doctor gives the nesting conscious a chance to surrender the invasion before killing it with a tube of antiplastic. The nesting consciousness captures the TARDIS. Now you may have realised that they're a bit out of order. Now, because there are, as of recording, between Rose and the power of the Doctor, there is 100 and... What does it not say there? Okay, that's helpful. 100 and my programs. 177 episodes of Doctor Who. Now, each episode is at least 45 minutes long. We've got The Power of the Doctor, the last episode, which I'll be talking about, which is 90 minutes long. You've got Christmas specials, which are an hour long. You've got The Day of the Doctor, which is over an hour, as is the Series 8 Open a Deep Breath. So I wouldn't be able to watch all 177 episodes and review them. So what I'm doing is I'm watching some videos like on the Doctor Who YouTube channel. I'm not going to play them because it's like from the episodes. There's a best of each series, so I'm using that and other YouTubers' reviews. Obviously I'm not copying them word for word, just so I can remember a bit. But here are two scenes from Rose, which was broadcast on the 18th of March 2005. Enjoy! No. It is the second scene from Rose.
Don't forget to click below and subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.
Yes, so that was Rose, which was Season 1, Episode 1 of Modern Doctor Who. Next up is Season 1, Episode 2 of Modern Doctor Who, which is titled The End of the World. But before I get onto that, I would just like to apologise if you can hear rain at the moment. It, for some reason, is decided that it wants to rain on the day that I want to record the podcast. There's not much that can be done or I can do, or that can be done about it. So hopefully you can't hear it that much. But yes, as I said, we're going to talk about the end of the world. So, like for the review for Rose, it's going to be a bit back and forth, forward and backwards. But yeah, as I said, in the UK, you can watch all 13 series on BBC iPlayer. I don't know where else. I think they might be on Amazon in some countries as well. Yes, but as I said, I wasn't going to be able to watch all of that. And I wouldn't be able to show them on the podcast anyway, so yes, so the end of the world. An alarm is raised for 2 minutes till the death of planet Earth. The Doctor has to switch off the generator, which is 5,000 degrees Celsius. The Doctor is helped by a wood person called Jade. During this time, Rose is trapped in a room about to be burnt to a crisp. The Doctor activates the heat shields, which saves Rose. However, the Earth is destroyed. This is the first episode that the Doctor describes itself as the last of the Time Lords. That will come in later in a couple of episodes' time. Rose asks the Doctor to pay for chips. The Doctor explains he has no money. Rose is willing to pay for said chips. The Doctor asks Rose if she wants to go into the past or the future. She chooses future. The Doctor shows off by landing the TARDIS in the year 5 billion. When Rose asked the Doctor his species and planet of origin, he said he's the Doctor and all that matters is this moment. He then walks away. The Doctor uses his psychic paper to gain him and Rose's entry onto the platform to witness the ending and destruction of planet Earth. The Doctor connects Rose's phone so she can get signal anywhere and anywhen. Rose then calls her mother. Cassandra, who is another passenger on the platform, is the last ever organic human being, who is also this episode's villain. So yeah, there was much that I could find on the end of the world, so it's a bit of a shorter one. So yeah, here is a few clips from the end of the world. The first one is when Rose is trapped in the room about to be burnt to a crisp. Here it is. Next up is the other clip from the end of the world, which is when the Doctor explains to Rose that he's the last of his species, and I think it also includes the chip scene as well. So here is one of the the second clip from the end of the world, season 1, episode 2 of Modern Doctor Who. So that was my review and a few clips from season 1, episode 2 of Modern Doctor Who, titled The End of the World. So far I have covered season 1 episode 1 titled Rose, and season 1 episode 2 titled The End of the World of Modern Doctor Who. Now it's time for season 1 episode 3 titled The Unquiet Dead. Charles Dickens is featured in this episode. The Doctor and Rose are trapped, having been captured, and the threatening zombies are trying to touch them to infect them though. The zombies are made of gas, and Charles Dickens comes up with the idea of flooding the room with gas to get the possessed corpses free from the grasp of the zombies. Queen Victoria is one of the possessed hosts. That's what I wrote down when I was watching it yesterday to get all the information for this episode, and then I worked out that it actually wasn't. Gwyneth, played by Eve Miles, sacrifices herself to save the future of Earth. The story takes place in Cardiff in the year 1869. Gwyneth is a psychic. Oh, I missed something. Where have I missed it? Oh, about the possessed corpse. Free and let them rest in peace from the grasp of the zombies. Gwyneth, played by Eve Miles, save the future of the Earth. The story takes place, Cardiff 1869. Gwyneth is a psychic, and the villain of the story is the girl. That's it for my review for The Unquiet Dead. Here is a couple of clips from The Unquiet Dead. Here is the second clip from That was some clips from Season 1, Episode 3 of Modern Doctor Who, titled The Unquiet Dead. We are now moving to episodes, Season 1, I wanted to say Season 1, Episode 4 and Episode 5, titled Aliens in London and World War 3. We are covering both of these together because it's the same story, but it's the first two parts of the show. The villain is the Slovene. It takes place in present-day London since about 2005. Uses human hosts to disguise themselves. Jackie and Mickey destroy Slovene by throwing vinegary food, aka gherkins, pickled onions, pickled eggs. The Slovene explodes. The Doctor asks Mickey to fire a missile at 10 Downing Street to destroy the Slovene. Rose, the Doctor, and Harriet Jones hide in a cupboard, as suggested by Rose, because that's what he suggests that you would do during an earthquake. The Doctor suggests Harriet Jones should run for Prime Minister. Rose says that she would vote for Harriet Jones. Harriet Jones believes this is a silly and outrageous idea, but decides to help with the clear up of the debris at 10 Downing Street. A spaceship has destroyed Big Ben. Slovene's motive is profit and want to sell the Earth to the highest bidder. When Rose returns home, the Doctor tells her she's been gone 12 hours. In actual fact, she's been gone 12 months, which is an entire year. Jackie slaps the Doctor. Jackie organises a house party to celebrate Rose's return. The Slovene assassinate all of the UFO experts in the world and attempt to assassinate the Doctor. But as we know, the Doctor is a Time Lord, has 2 hearts, so it doesn't quite work. To explain that the spaceship is a threat and they want the nuclear codes, which I think the UN have, to destroy the planet. The Doctor gives Rose a TARDIS key. Jackie and Mickey enter the TARDIS. The Slovene chase the Doctor, Rose and Harriet Jones. One of the Slovene break into Mickey's flat. Mickey offers to sacrifice himself to save Jackie. One of the unit soldiers kill a space pig. The Doctor is furious at this. The Doctor offers Mickey the chance to join him and Rose. Yep, and that's it for my review of Aliens of London and World War 3. But here is a clip from Aliens of London. Here is another clip from Aliens of London. Yeah. Next up is a clip from the second part of the 2-parter, World War 3. Yeah. So that's excuse me. That's it for the reviews of Aliens in London and World War 3, and that's actually it for Season 2, Episode 41, Part 1. So just remember, in Part 2, which will be coming up shortly, I will be reviewing Season 1, Episode 6, Dalek, Season 1, Episode 7, The Long Game, Series 1, Episode 8, Father's Day, Series 1, Episode 9, The Empty Child, and Season 1, Episode 10, The Doctor Dances. And then in Part 3, I will be covering Series 1, Episode 11, Boomtown, Series 1, Episode 12, Bad Wolf, and Series 1, Episode 13 even, The Parting of the Ways. But yes, just remember, you can also like, comment, and subscribe, and you can email everythingpodcast2022@gmail.com. And I will see you soon for Season 2, Episode 41, Part 2. Bye.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 41, Part 2, where I'll be covering Season 1, Episode 6 to Episode 10 of Modern Doctor Who. So the episode that I'm starting off with is Dalek, and just remember, if you haven't seen Series 2, Episode 41, Part 1, I'd suggest you go and watch that first. I covered Series 1, Episode 1 to Episode 5. So yes, we're going to start off by reviewing Dalek. So the Doctor is stunned when he hears the voice of a Dalek, and then when the lights come up, the Doctor sees the entire Dalek being trapped in chains. The Dalek's gun doesn't work, the Doctor laughs at the Dalek. The Doctor is disgusted at his actions during the Time War. The Dalek calls the Doctor a coward. The Dalek realises this is alone, like the Doctor. The Dalek says they and the Doctor are the same. The Doctor electrocutes the Dalek. This episode takes place in 2012. The Doctor sets itself free with some help from Rose Tyler. Inadvertently, the Dalek levitates and the Dalek exterminates nearly everyone. And in the end, the Dalek kills itself due to its impurities, because the Daleks are obsessed with being pure and killing everything that isn't a Dalek. Here is a few clips from the episode Dalek. Here is the first one. Next up is another clip from Dalek. That was my review and a few clips from Season 1, Episode 6 of Modern Doctor Who, titled Dalek. Next up is my review for Season 1, Episode 7, titled The Long Game, which features Adam Mitchell, who was also in Dalek, the previous episode, in this episode as a temporary companion. This episode takes place on a space station called Satellite 5 in the year 200,000. Adam gets surgery to get an info spike into his brain. The Doctor and Rose are captured by the editor, played by Simon Pegg, and the Doctor drops Adam back home due to him not being as good as Rose. Next up is a few clips from The Long Game. Here's the first one.
Welcome.
Welcome back to the Everything podcast. So it's been a couple of days since I recorded the first half of what's going to be this episode, which was Season 1 Episode 6, Dalek, Season 1 Episode 7, The Long Game, and Season 1 Episode 8, Father's Day. And since then, the release schedules changed slightly once I realised how long these episodes would be. So yeah, earlier on I called it Season 2 Episode 41 Part 2. Yes, that's right. But that's not what it's going to be. It's actually going to be Episode 42 of Season 2. So the parts are going to be released separately as their own individual episodes, because there might be bits of news, and that'll be Part 2 of that episode, if that makes sense. Which obviously means the reviews are going to be coming out for longer. So I think I've worked it out, and I should be finished by October, which gives me plenty of time to go through all of the 60th anniversary news towards the end of October, maybe into November. So let's continue with my Doctor Who reviews of the modern series with Season 1's Episode 9 titled The Empty Child, and Episodes 10 titled The Doctor Dances. So in this story, this is the first appearance of Captain Jack Harkness, who is played by John Barrowman. A little child wearing a gas mask tries to get into a house where Nancy and the Doctor are. Nancy locks the door. All the homeless children get out of the house using the back door and under the fence. The child puts his hand to the letterbox. The child makes the phone ring on the TARDIS and on one in the house, as well as the record player. The child has a mark on the back of his hand. The child explains he is scared of the bombs. Because I should have mentioned, this story takes place during the London Blitz in 1941, I believe. The Doctor opens the door. The child has disappeared. Nancy tells the child, whose real name is Jamie, is the mother of him. Nancy repeatedly tells Jamie as she is his mummy. Nancy hugs Jamie. The nanogenes recognise that Jamie's mother is Nancy. Captain Jack stops the bomb from exploding. He's struggling to read by handwriting. Captain Jack says goodbye to Ray. The Doctor uses nanogenes, brings everyone converted back to life, who converted to gas mask like Jamie was. The TARDIS crashes in London 1941. Which, as I said, is the height of the London Blitz. Captain Jack saves Rose from falling to her death. Jamie feels alone until Nancy explains she is his mother instead of a sister, which is what she keeps telling Jamie. The Doctor joins Nancy and the homeless children at the dinner table. The Doctor sends the child to his room. The Doctor and Rose get separated and remain separated during most of the story. Jack does a scan for alien tech. Rose volunteers to distract the guard. Rose explains she trusts Jack as he is like the Doctor in some ways. The patients in comas are revealed to not be dead, as that's what Doctor and the audience believe. The Doctor transforms to look like a child with a gas mask. Jack offers to sacrifice himself. The Doctor also saves Jack, and the Doctor and Rose dance together. The typewriter types by himself. So that is for my review of the Empty Child Doctor Dances. Here is a few clips, starting off with the first clip from The Empty Child. Enjoy. Here is another clip from Season 1, Episode 9 of Doctor Who, titled The Empty Child. Here is the first clip from the second part of the two-parter, Season 1, Episode 10, The Doctor Dances. Here it is. Here is another clip from The Doctor Dances. that's it for the clips from The Empty Child and The Doctor. So that's actually it for Season 2, Episode 42 of the Everything Podcast. So in tomorrow's episode, I will be covering Season 1, Episode 11, titled Boomtown, Season 1, Episode 12, titled Red Wolf, and the 11th Doctor's final episode, Season 1, Episode 13, The Parting of the Ways. So yeah, that's it. And you can also like, comment and subscribe, and you can also get in touch by emailing everythingpodcast2022@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Everything Podcast, Season 2, Episode 43. So, Tuesday's episode was Episode 40, which was the 50th podcast episode, so we did a massive celebration of that. Wednesday was Episode 41, where I covered the first 5 episodes of the modern Doctor Who series in preparation of the 60th anniversary specials, which broadcast in November. Then yesterday I covered Season 1 Episode 6 to 8. No, 6 till 10, I apologise, yes. It's because I recorded 6 till 8 and 9 and 10 separately, that's why. So yes, so in today's episode, like I said at the end of yesterday's episode, I'm going to be covering Series 1, Episode 11 to 13. So we're starting off with Series 1, Episode 11, which is titled Boomtown. So within this episode, there are several explosions within the TARDIS. Margaret captures Rose and threatens to strangle and kill her unless Jack and the Doctor give Margaret the extrapolator to let her get away and leave her and avoid her death. Margaret wants to blow the Cardiff power station as she is now the mayor of Cardiff. That's not the reason, but it's another bit of context. Margaret steps on the extrapolator. This opens the rift. This awakens the TARDIS. Margaret looks at the heart of the TARDIS. Margaret says thank you to the Doctor. Margaret collapses. The Doctor and Margaret have dinner together. The TARDIS uses the rift to refuel. Margaret, as I said, is the mayor of Cardiff. Margaret is a prisoner of the Doctor during this refueling of the TARDIS. Margaret is the last to intervene, due to the outcome of Aliens in London and World War III, which is Season 1, Episode 4 and 5. Like the Doctor, who is the last of the Time Lord, which is mentioned several times during Season 1 and in later series as well. Margaret attempts to kill a journalist but decides not to, due to the fact that the journalist is getting married in a couple of weeks. Jack slaps Mickey. Mickey resents Rose for leaving him to join the Doctor. When Mickey knocks on the TARDIS, Jack answers, leaving Mickey bewildered and confused as he'd never seen Jack before. Mickey feels abandoned because Rose left him to join the TARDIS and the Doctor. Rose calls I can't read my own handwriting. Calls the TARDIS a prison cell when explaining the TARDIS to Margaret. Margaret asks the Doctor to dine with her. Margaret tries to kill the Doctor several times during this meal. Margaret pleads the Doctor to let her go and live. Margaret becomes an egg because she looks at the heart of the TARDIS. The Doctor asks Rose if she wants to find Mickey. She replies with a no. So here is a few clips from Boomtown. Here's the first one. Here is another clip from Boomtown. Yeah, that's it for Season 1, Episode 11, titled Boomtown. Next up is the Season 1 finale two-parter, Season 1 Episode 12, titled Bad Wolf, and Season 1 Episode 13 in Positive Ways. So, during the story, Jack flirts with a male staff member on Satellite 5, which is the same setting as Episode 7, which is titled The Long Game. The Doctor witnesses a humongous Dalek ship fleet onto planet Earth, 200 Dalek ships to be exact, which is more than 200,000 Daleks on each ship, which is about 400,000 Daleks, or as the Doctor estimates, 500,000. The Daleks capture Rose. The Dalek and the Doctor have a virtual confrontation over a comms link. The Doctor defies the Daleks, and by saying no repeatedly, the Doctor reveals his plan to the Daleks, involving killing every single Dalek and saving Rose. Then the Doctor and Rose are reunited. The Doctor sends her home through Emergency Program 1. The Doctor asks Rose to let the TARDIS rest and become unnoticeable. Rose desperately tries to get the TARDIS to fly again, but is unable to. Mickey finds Rose. Rose cries and Mickey gives her a hug. The Doctor is starting to regenerate. The Doctor explains what regeneration is to Rose. The 9th Doctor becomes the 10th Doctor, who is played by David Tennant. The story starts with the Doctor waking up as a contestant on Big Brother, with Rose on the weakest link and Jack on a makeover fashion show. Rose, which are more deadly versions of the shows. Rose is seemingly exterminated after losing the weakest link. It's then revealed that Rose is still alive, but is a prisoner of the Daleks. The Daleks corner the Doctor. Rose explains what the Doctor means to her, to Mickey and Jackie. The Doctor expresses himself as a coward rather than killer, as if he blows up all the Daleks, he would kill all the humans on planet Earth. The Doctor calls the Daleks insane, which involves a song. The Doctor has to regenerate due to Rose looking into the time vortex, which is similar even to what Margaret does in Boomtown. So yeah, here is a few clips from Bad Wolf. Here's the first one. Here is another clip from Bad Wolf. Here is the first clip from the Party of the Way, the Series 1 finale of Modern Doctor Who. Here is another clip from the Party of the Ways. Yeah, so that's it for Season 2, Episode 43 of the Everything Podcast. Remember, if you're on YouTube, you can like, comment and subscribe. You can also get in touch by emailing everythingpodcast2022@gmail.com. Yes, so in tomorrow's episode, we are moving on to the 10th Doctor era of Doctor Who. starting off with a Christmas invasion, which it is the 2005 Christmas special. We will also cover Season 2, Episode 1 to 4. So I will see you tomorrow for the Everything podcast. But before that, bye.